Okay, so after like a whole 5 minutes, I mean, I'm exaggerating 12 hours, but like TikTok is back up again and running like nothing happened, and the CEO has thanked Trump again, even though he really didn't do anything. But there's a lot of people saying that Meta might have actually moved the TikTok data over to Meta servers, and there are some evidence to kind of point in that direction, especially the fact that both Facebook and Meta made accounts on TikTok, even though they aren't associated with it, and the fact that there are a lot of features that we're seeing now that weren't a part of TikTok before it went dark. Also, the video quality seems different. So now the question becomes, what does that mean for us? You know, uh, obviously all of the talk about who's going to buy it, if someone's going to buy it, and who we would want to buy it was all for show, because all of that stuff was going on behind the scenes long before we got to this point. Obviously, government kind of showed their hand, what they will and won't do to us. And if they're willing to do whatever they want in order to get rid of our ways of talking to each other and expressing our opinions, then they're willing to do all kinds of other things that we would never dream of America doing to us, or at least those of us who have had the privilege of growing up in a time where slavery was abolished and most of us have rights, would never dream of. Um, and we call ourselves free. We call ourselves free. If you're a parent and you don't want your child to be on an app, that's one thing. If you feel like maybe you're getting addicted to social media and you take a step back, that's another thing. But when the government steps in and they pry away your main form of contact, then you're no longer free. They are hindering your free speech and your right to assembly. Because in a lot of cases, this is the only way that you can show up and show out and learn about things and show your support and express your opinion now. A lot of people are a lot more isolated these days, and social media is a way to bridge the gap when you don't have the time, money, or physical or mental ability to go and be in these large groups of people and assemble in these places where you're probably going to get hurt and or arrested for doing so. We haven't been free for a long time. And don't let anyone lie to you about that. And don't let anyone tell you that the reason we're not free is because minorities exist or because other people who've been feeling this oppression for a long time keep speaking out. That's not it. It just so happens that now more of us are being affected than what used to be. Now the people that don't feel like they should have to deal with this or dealing with this, and that's why more people are upset. Listen to me. Everyone is being affected by this. Everyone. It doesn't matter people's race, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity. It doesn't matter what you believe about people who differ from you politically. Everyone is getting the short end of the stick here. If you are not the richest people in the country, you don't own anything. You don't have any rights, and you are getting screwed. We are all in the same boat. We are all dealing with this same struggle, and they are continuing to segment us further and further, divide us into smaller and smaller groups, and pit us against each other. And so you're seeing lots and lots of people attack each other over trans rights or something, and talk about things like aliens and TikTok bans, and forget why this is happening and forget what that means for us. Get hung up on the fact that you don't agree with what other people do in their private life, or and that a lot of those rich people and politicians are also the PDF files that you are accusing other people of being just because they're gay. You got to remember what they're trying to take from you. You got to remember what they're trying to hide from you. And you got to remember that your neighbor that's a different race than you, your coworker that's a different religion than you, the person walking down the street that appears to be queer, they are not your enemy. They are dealing with the same shit that you are. The only thing that would ever make them their enemy is if they actually attack you, aggress you, and try to take things away from you. Common people walking down the street just trying to live their lives, work day to day to get their paycheck, that they're only one paycheck away from being homeless, and just try to enjoy what little time they have and what little luxury that they are afforded in life, you know? So they scroll on social media for a few hours, they play video games, they overeat, they take drugs, you know, because they're trying to escape, they're trying to feel good, and they have little time and little money and feel powerless to do anything. And the government, the people in charge, the rich people who have bought our government are trying to keep it that way. Because if we actually put our minds to something, we'll actually do something.